Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. As we wrap up our week-long special examining progressives and the damage they have done to the church and continue to inflict, one last point bears exploration. There has never been a time in church history where people inside the church, some people, have not tried to hijack some aspect of the faith or church teaching. Usually these betrayals have come from clerics, not the laity. But in recent decades, the heresy espoused by some in collars has been happily propagated by those in the pew. This is a relatively new twist. In centuries gone by, the laity had very little influence in the day-to-day running of church affairs. But since the close of Vatican II in 1965, that has changed. Vatican II called for a greater involvement on the part of the laity, but not in running the church. We, the laity, have been called to witness to the beautiful truth of the Catholic faith to the world, not take over administrative roles and advance a new form of clericalism. But this is what many have done. Political and cultural progressives who have been baptized as Catholics have felt the impulse to bring their progressive practices to the church. They've been assisted by some religious and clergy, all too anxious to advance the liberal or progressive agenda inside parishes and chanceries. This is where faithful lay Catholics must step up and be counted. It's high time that the faithful laity begin combating this nonsense. How, you might ask? Well, first of all, learn the faith, extensively learn the faith. That way, when your local parish progressive in charge of the RCIA program says the church no longer teaches purgatory, you can silence them with book, chapter, and verse from the Catholic Catechism. When the progressive liturgist in charge of the parish worship committee orders the Blessed Sacrament be stuck down the hall and around the corner, you can pull out the norms and point out exactly where he is wrong. You get the point. When Vatican II, which is often called the Council of the Laity, envisioned a role for lay Catholics, it did not envision that they would be essentially running the church. It envisioned that they would be making the truth of the church known to their fellow human beings. The role of the laity is not in the sanctuary and full-time posts interpreting the faith. It's out in the world presenting the faith. However, until this sad time for the church comes to its merciful end, and it will, the role of faithful Catholics will be to challenge other lay Catholics who style themselves as progressives. Let's finish this on a great ray of hope. The Catholic Church has been burying her enemies for 2,000 years. One day, the whole progressive movement as we now know it will also be buried, and that will be progress. I'm Michael Voris.
Please help us keep delivering these kinds of messages that so desperately need to be heard and acted on. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber. Become immersed in the faith established by Jesus Christ. The Catholic Church is the only hope against evil because that is its God-given mission. As our Lord said, apart from me, you can do nothing. Join RealCatholicTV.com today as a premium subscriber and come to learn and love Christ more deeply.